A new day, a new game on the list. Developer Gearbox has given us plenty of entertainment this year, from Guns, Love, and Tentacles to Bounty of Blood. They gave us all. But that's not all, since the year is only halfway over. More has been revealed by the developers recently. Tales from the Borderlands were confirmed to be at Gamescom, and here's what you need to know about it. First things first, Tales from the Borderlands will be at Gamescom 22. New Tales from the Borderlands, the spiritual successor to Telltale's Tales from the Borderlands, will be released in October, according to developer Gearbox Software and publisher 2K. Throughout its episodic release in 2014 and 2015, Tales from the Borderlands was a favorite game among fans of the franchise. The adventure game, created by Telltale Games, was praised for its narrative and cast of characters and won numerous awards. Despite the uncertainty surrounding the franchise after Telltale abruptly shut down in 2018, 2K was able to reacquire the license in 2021, later confirming there'd be more content for the adventure spin-off. The adventure game Borderlands is now scheduled to appear at Gamescom this year. Geoff Keighley, a famous video game journalist, teased the release of new Tales from the Borderlands by posting a picture to his Twitter account, which left the fans curious. The Borderlands official Twitter account was mentioned in the tweet, which made reference to something happening during Gamescom and hinted at the franchise's appearance there. The story details and ESRB rating for new Tales from the Borderlands has already been leaked repeatedly in recent weeks. Along with that, Gearbox had previously hinted that the sequel would receive a significant announcement this summer. The return will be the biggest new entry in over a decade. The return of Tales from the Borderlands will be the first major event in the spin-off in almost a decade. In October 2015, the final episode of the original Tales from the Borderlands 5-episode run, The Vault of the Traveler, was released. Shortly after 2K re-released the game, it was ported to the Nintendo Switch in March last year. The Tales from the Borderlands 2 sequel's box art and release date had previously leaked online. The game is reportedly scheduled to go on sale on October 21st. With it being the latest edition, that too after a whole decade, we're expecting a lot. Here's what's new in the game. Gearbox and 2K's revival of the game can be a potential departure from the original game. With the announcement of new Tales from the Borderlands, the developers announced that Telltale Games wouldn't be working on the new game and that Gearbox would be in charge of the spin-off. According to previous story-related leaks, a new cast of characters will be the focus of the Tales from the Borderlands sequel rather than Reese and Fiona from the first game. With that being said, 3 unique characters, the scientist Anu, her streetwise brother Octavio, and the food service worker Fran, will be our guides throughout the game. These characters will have to navigate Promethea's world as Teodore, a gun manufacturer with an abundance of weapons and spacecraft, visits the planet in search of a secret vault. Just like the first game, your decisions throughout the upcoming Tales from the Borderlands game will have ripple effects on the game's plot and the characters you control. Whether it's Anu's vision of a world without weapons, Octavio's aspirations for fame and fortune, or Fran's cold-blooded revenge scheme succeeds or fails. We've got to wait and play for ourselves to find out which decision will lead to which end. As a result, you'll need to consider your actions and words carefully as you progress throughout. Now, that's what keeps you hooked on a game. Moving on, let's talk about what the developers have to say. James Lopez, the director of the production at Gearbox Software, and Frederick Schubel, the producer at Gearbox Studio Quebec, talked about the new game and how it aims to bring players back to the Borderlands universe in a way that's different and hopefully better than the previous Tales from the Borderlands games. The developers said that every decision you make has the potential to and will influence the story's events, often in unexpected ways. So you'll have to complete the entire game to see how each event or choice influenced the ending you see, or how each event was initiated during the process. Schubel further added that the game isn't a Tales from the Borderlands sequel. It's a brand new story with all new characters and cast members, but they did regard it as a spiritual successor to the Tales from the Borderlands. He then stated that you'll discover a familiar narrative structure and gameplay, but the all-new Gearbox touch in the animation and art departments will surely make it a true experience. Although there'll be references to characters from earlier games, almost all of the characters will be brand new. For the most part, it's a standalone product. The developers wanted it to be completely contained and different so that people, whether they're returning fans or new players, can fully enjoy the game. When the game will launch on October 21st, we'll be able to play it at our own pace because the 5 parts of the adventure will be released all at once, allowing us to go back and experiment with different decisions and see how the game ends. The game is now available for pre-booking. New Tales from the Borderlands comes in 2 editions, both of which are currently up for pre-order. The Deluxe Edition, which is both digital and physical, includes both the full game and the first Tales from the Borderlands, allowing you to experience the previous fictional adventure set in the Borderlands universe. The Standard Edition only includes the full game in its digital form. When you pre-order New Tales from the Borderlands, you can access the Adventure Capital Pack, which includes cosmetics for Anu, Octavio, and Fran, as well as 10,000 in-game coins and an FL4 FL4K Vaultlander collectible. The FL4K Vaultlander will expand your in-game collection for epic plasticine combat, while the in-game currency can be used to buy more cosmetics so you can change each character's appearance. We can't wait for you to enjoy its unexpected twists, heartwarming emotion, and iconic Borderlands humor. Now for some other news. Honor Magic 4 Pro becomes Genshin Impact's exclusive sponsor. In Cologne, where Gamescom 2022 is currently in session, Honor made a significant smartphone announcement. The Honor Magic 4 Pro, the company's flagship, is HoYoverse's only smartphone partner for the new Genshin Impact version 3.0 update. Because of the partnership, visitors to the trade show will be able to test the expansion pack on Honor smartphones. The creators claim that Genshin Impact version 3.0 grants access to a sizable Sumeru region and a few Dendro characters who can be played. Now the game can also operate at 120 Hz. We Are One named the best VR game at Gamescom 2022. There were some intriguing VR games available at Gamescom 2022. The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners 2, and the graphically impressive Hubris stood out as particularly large productions, but there were also little gems, like the endearing Pathcraft Diorama Puzzler or Maskmaker's successful Quest 2 implementation. One of our final play dates at the gaming convention brought us to the Fast Travel Games booth. We were able to battle our way through waves of enemies, participate in sword duels, and explore space for more than 2 hours while playing different VR games. The most enjoyable VR experience we had, though, was in the virtual forest as a young plant. We were introduced to a VR game with a unique twist by the Austrian development studio Flathead Games, a single-player co-op game called We Are One. You play on a team with yourself. That's correct. Thanks to a clever time loop mechanism, this is possible. We Are One not only has fantastic gameplay, but also impresses with a polished presentation and endearing comic style. When We Are One is released for PC VR and MetaQuest 2 in the early part of next year, we'll see if the creators can uphold that standard throughout the entire game. New PS5 DualSense Edge controller to be on the market. Since Xbox paved the way with its deluxe and feature-packed Xbox Elite controller, which is currently in its second iteration, rumors of a pro version of the PlayStation 5 controller have been circulating for a while. The DualSense Edge controller for the PS5's now been formally unveiled by the company. Despite maintaining the same basic design as the DualSense controller that comes standard with the PS5, the Edge comes with several extra features, such as lever buttons on the back of the controller, the ability to change the analog stick dead zones, and trigger travel distances, save multiple controller profiles, swap out the analog stick caps, and more. Especially for those who are particularly invested in competitive shooter games, the feature should hopefully appeal to those who prefer a little more finesse when playing console games. At the time of writing, no release date or price range for the PS5 DualSense Edge controller had been specified. That's a wrap for this video. What are you expecting from this new Tales from the Borderlands game? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.